There we go. Well, thanks for getting on. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about goal setting. And a lot of people, as the new year rolls around, sets goals and New Year's resolutions and all these different things. And I think that's such a great thing to do. And I've never really understood the impact behind setting goals for your year until this year. I've been a coach for 2 years, and it's just not something that really clicked with me because I wasn't lining up with why I wanted to do this business as a business. I knew why I wanted to do it for the health and fitness reasons, but I had no idea why I really wanted to dig deeper into the business side. Now, everybody comes in, they're like, well, I want to make so much money and I want to do this and I want to do that. My goal was to retire my husband. He makes a lot of money as a pipeline welder, but the more we got to talking about it, the less he wants to retire. The man loves his job, and I'm thankful for that. He likes to get up in the morning. And it's kind of changed to where, end goal is to make enough money to replace his income for 6 months out of the year, because he wants to be able to take half a year and just do whatever he wants, have vacation when he wants, have sick days when he needs them. Because right now he works 7 days a week for 4 months on, and then we get 8 days off, and then it's not enough. And he's getting old faster than he should. So that was kind of like, that's the dream, is to provide that for him. We love to pay off our house and pay off our cars, get out of credit card debt, get out of medical debt, pay off student loans, those kind of things, just like everybody does. Buy land, build our dream house. But I want to be a part of that. I don't just, his role as a provider is amazing, and he takes it so seriously, and he is such a good provider. But it's not enough for me just to sit back and let him provide for everything. I went to college to be a part of the corporate world, and then we had kids, and it was just like, that's not possible. And I changed what I wanted to do, and ultimately I'm not using my degree, but that's not a part of this. So what is a goal? A goal stretches us and holds us accountable and enables us to accomplish things we did not think were possible. 2 years ago, if you'd asked me if the idea of being able to replace his income was possible, I would have said no. Now I'm like, yeah, let's do this. I know what it's going to take. I know the steps that I need to get there. Let's make it happen. So what are you going to do to get to the goal? Like, what is the whole point of goal setting? Ultimately, you want to have a big dream, which I just kind of told you our big dream: pay off everything, build our dream house. Your dream says, I want. Your vision says, I am. Your mission statement says, I exist to, and your goals say, I will. So all of these things tie into how you set goals and a vision and create a mission statement that you're passionate about in order to drive you forward in this new year. Because if you don't understand why you're doing this, you have no passion behind why you want to help people or why you're coaching, it doesn't speak to you. You're not going to feel any kind of remorse if you don't hit those goals. You're not going to chase after them. You're not going to put forth the effort that you would if it was something that you were really passionate about. And that's the difference. And over the last year, really, as I've kind of been going through this growth period, really digging into personal development to kind of grow my mindset about what I am capable of. I'm not just a mom. I'm not just a traveling housewife. I'm more than that. I'm very intelligent. I'm capable of doing hard things, and I know that because I haven't quit yet. If I were anyone else, and if I had just simply signed on for the money, I would have quit a long time ago. I was telling somebody the other day, because I started charging $25 for my groups per person, because if these people don't sign up with Shakeology or whatever, or if they get Shakeology and they don't stay on it for the duration of our group, I get no other money for coaching them. And it's not about the money, but at the same time, you got to realize this is how you provide for your family too. You have a goal behind this too. It's not just to help people, but it's, to offer that financial comfort that, you would expect from a job. And for me, this is what I do full time. And when somebody, is kind of griping about the added $25 after buying a challenge pack, I said, well, think about it like this. You get 30 days of my undivided attention. You get one-on-one phone calls with me. You get nutrition help. You get guidance on all of these things. You get free devotionals. You get free recipes. I said, when you total all of that out, I'm making about 75 cents an hour. I said, it's not a whole lot. I said, and it's probably less than that. And she was like, I had no idea. And I was like, yeah, I have to help a lot of people every single month to even come close to what I would make doing anything else. I said, and it's not just about me. I said, you got to have a team that grows too. And she was like, wow, that must really suck. And I was like, it's not bad. I enjoy what I do, and that's why I'm still here. But you must determine your why first. If you don't, there will be no conviction, no calling, nothing. You won't feel anything. So setting some power goals, goals that will increase the follow-through rate, goals that produce progress. So power goals must be specific. They must have specific details of telling you how you're going to do these things. Goals must be measurable. So let's see, hold on. And then they must have a time limit. So for me, it would be, I want to hit 2-star diamond by March 31st. And that means that I'm helping 2 of my leaders grow their teams and hit diamond. It's how I'm going to do it. It's measurable, and there's a time limit on it. And when you break that down further, you reverse engineer it a little bit. So how many people do I need to help to get enough people to hit diamond? And then how many people do my coaches need to help to hit diamond? What kind of things can I do to coach them through helping other people? What kind of groups can I run and team trainings can I run to make my coaches feel prepared for that, so that it's not just me going, I got 2-star diamond. It's a whole team effort. They understand what they're doing, and then they can push for those goals for themselves, because we all know that once you hit 2 stars, when you really start to see that recurring income coming in and build. And that's what everybody wants. We just want to do our job, love it, and see that income go whoop for doing what we love. When you set a time limit on things, that's the most important part, is setting a time limit on it. And making sure that you break it down every week so that you're getting a little bit closer to it. This helps you have an idea of the potential that you have and turn it into something that's achievable. Let's see. By setting goals that are specific, measurable, and time limited, you set yourself up to accomplish these things. And that, my friends, is like the best thing ever, is when you hit a goal and you have it written up somewhere. That's coming up. But when you have it written up somewhere and you just put a check mark, be like, cha-ching, it's the best feeling ever. So micro goals. So you have your big goal for the month. So for me, it's hitting at least Success Club 20 to 30. I'd like to hit somewhere in between there, because that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm back to square one. I'm building a team, so I'm going to have to go hard at finding people that are passionate about making those healthy changes. Am I specifically recruiting business builders at this point? Not necessarily, because I understand the importance behind getting those results, so they have that conviction about what we do as coaches. I think for most of last year, I was trying to find people that just wanted to build businesses. Well, newsflash, I've never built a business until I started coaching, so I have no idea how to instruct those people. I know how to walk people through programs and get them results and help them feel confident helping other people. That's how I coach. So those are the kind of people that I want to work with, that get those results, are inspired by what they're doing, are inspired by the results that they're seeing, and they want to tell a bunch of people, and they're excited about it, and they bring that excitement into the team. And then, as you can tell, it's just like a natural party all the time. So micro goals, just small tasks that you set every single day to help you accomplish the larger goal. So my goal is to hit SE 30. Let's say SE 30. That's roughly 15 people a month. So that means I've got to have more conversations. I've got to be sending out at least 10 invites a day for the challenge group, at least 10 invites a day for the business opportunity. I've got to be running consistent groups. I've got to start sharing some success stories from people that I have worked with. I've got to start showing my strengths as a coach on my personal pages and really broadcasting that, so people see what I do, more than just the feel-good posts about, you know, how I personally changed. At this point in the game, it's not enough for me just to say, I'm doing my workouts, I'm drinking my shakes. People know that. They've been following me for a while now. They see that. Now it's time to level up and start showing them what other people are doing that I'm working with. That it's not my success. My success comes when they're successful. And that is how you find those people and ultimately move forward in that progression to finding new people to join you. Because as you're sharing results, people get excited about that. It's all about the hype. Let's see. Yeah, small tasks. So follow a to-do list, live by the to-do list. If you're not doing a power hour daily, And I do mean an hour. If that's all of you've got, it's just an hour of sitting down, focus, doing your messages, reaching out to new people, people that like your post, people that, right now I'm going through a list, I don't have it with me, of people that I talked to last year. I sat there for an hour and a half yesterday, scrolling through my Facebook messages from January of last year and just writing down anyone that I talked to that did not complete one of my groups or get started with a program. My goal is to reach back out to these people and say, hey, I know we talked last year. I know, we kind of discussed your goals a little bit. I would love to get an opportunity to work with you this year in some form or fashion. We now have our big Fit and Free group, which is a completely free group where women who have Beachbody programs already, Beachbody On Demand already, or going to the gym, and just need some accountability can come in and kind of see what it's like to be a part of a challenge group, see the kind of accountability and the support that we have, see the resources that we provide, and see that there's more to it than just buying a home workout. And I want to create that community, again, that just surrounds people and supports them and embraces them and says, hey, we're here for you. And then give. And then when I ask them, how are things going for you? And if it's not going well, I have a solution for them. I have the complete system. But that's just something that's so important to me this year. So the goal must be yours. At the end of the day, I can want things for all of my coaches, and I do, because they're extraordinary women who have such gifts and such talent. And I know we're going to do amazing things. But my goals cannot be their goals, and their goals cannot be my goals. Sometimes we get in that power struggle as a leader where you want things for your people, but you can't. They have to want it for themselves. They have to work for it every single day the same way that you would. And that's my thing. It's not everybody works the same way that I do. Not everybody's going to take the time to create the resources or do things. They're going to do it differently, and that's okay. Because it has to be based on what they want. It has to be based on what you want. It has to be important to you enough to see that vision, set those goals, and really go after it day to day. Let's see. You must write them down. I have not said this before. You must write them down. You must put them somewhere that you will see them every single day. It's something that I have started doing. Oh, the baby's awake. Let me see if it'll let me get out of here. So this is something that I started doing this month, is taking my coach calendar and putting it on the backdrop of my laptop, because I'm the person that does not show up for things because I forget about it. And I don't want to be that person anymore. I want to have days where it's like, okay, this day is what we're doing this. This day is what we're doing this. This is when this group's starting. This is when I need to have this stuff ready. That way I know how to plan for the month. I know what I'm talking about based on what I have coming up. I know what I need to be promoting for, talking about, or sharing about based on what's on this calendar. And I know how to help my coaches based on what's on this calendar, because they can see, just like I can, what we've got going on, and we can have a conversation about that. So that's something that is super important to me this year, is to be more consistent with showing up for my team, showing up for myself, and being prepared a month in advance. So I'm not stuck with my thumb in my ear going, crap, what am I doing this month? Crap, what am I doing this month? I'm so behind. That's a huge thing for me. And this is one way to mark it off, is to say, okay, on my calendar, I completed this. On my calendar, I completed that. Set goals that are realistic to your life. I'm a mom of 2 very small children. I stay home. I live in BFE, in like the coldest part of America. So we're not getting outside much. So I have a little bit more extra time to work. But part of my goals this year is to spend more time with my family, is to really invest quality time with my family, put my phone down, not feel so tied to my business all the time, and to treat it like a business. And businesses have closing hours. And that's something that I'm really working on. My husband's setting up my office right now, because it is so important for me to be able to walk in a door, do my work, walk out the door, turn off business, and just have family time. But that's realistic for me. Now that Zach's home every night, it's realistic for me to put my phone down and say, okay, it's just me and you time once the girls go to bed or whatever, and not be on my phone all the time messaging people until all hours of the night. Take into consideration any limitations you're currently facing. So if you're really involved in your community and you're saying right now, I'm going to commit 5 hours a day to working, but you simply do not have that, don't set yourself up for failure, because it's okay to fail when you're actively going towards something. But when you set yourself up from failure by overextending yourself, it seems like you've already failed before you've even gotten started, because there's just no way that you're going to find 5 hours in between kids and work and community activities or kids school activities. There's just not. So when you say, I know that I can find an hour a day to sit down and talk to new people and make my post and plan this and plan that, that's great. That's awesome. And be consistent with that. That's a huge achievement. And that's what so many coaches struggle with, is just finding the time to be consistent, because we're all involved in so many things. Like some of us, Tiffany, this is not your only job. You have a very involved job and 2 busy kids. So think about, money, resources of time, space, energy, what else you've got going on. Think about all of these things, because they're so important. And if you have a lot of limitations on your time, set goals with slower growth rate. That's okay. That's okay. If your goal is to hit Success Club all 12 months of this year, I don't know how many months are in a year, all 12 months of this year, but you just want to hit Success Club, that's okay, because you have the time to help 3 people a month and give them really, really good help and be intentional with that time. He is awesome. It's for me. You have time to do that. So think about what you have time to do, and don't be afraid to say, yes, I can only help 3 people this month, but I'm going to rock the heck out of it because I have the time to help and pour in and love 3 people a month. And that is your goal, should be one of your goals as a coach, is to really get to know these people, to bring them in, to love them, to treat them like family, so that one day they're sitting on the other side of the screen and they're like, hey, I want to set my goals. That's what we want. We want to draw more people in. So make sure that when you set goals, you're setting time to be super intentional with the people that you're helping. You're not settling if you're not setting massive goals. If you're being smart about the time that you have, you're not settling, you're being smart. It's not bad to set realistic goals, because when you achieve those goals and you're like, holy crap, I've helped 3 people a month all year long. I think that going into this next year, I can help 5 or 6 people a month. I can do more. I can replace part of my income with this, because I'm consistent and I'm doing the activities every single day, and you get in that flow. And it's like, okay, you get used to achieving things and you want to strive to achieve more things. That's huge. Let's see. To-do list, have a to-do list, keeps you focused, all that stuff. Stop anticipating the sacrifice and start anticipating the reward. Imagine how proud you will feel when you achieve these things. This is huge for me, because if you've ever listened to Melanie Mitro talk, she talks about the trip to Disney that she earned as her first Success Club trip. It was so important because they did not have the money to go otherwise, and she knew that there was never going to be a way that they would ever be able to do it. Not living on her husband's income. They had gone down to 1 income family. She was a stay-at-home mom. They were penny pinching. She had a Target addiction. Holler. I don't live near Target now, so that's not really a problem. But she started envisioning what it would be like to achieve that trip for her family, to help enough people to earn that trip, for it to be completely paid for, so they didn't have to pay for anything. So her kids would look at her and say, Mom, thank you so much. Like, be so excited about that. I have chills talking about that. Like, it's just a huge thing. So stop anticipating the sacrifice of not having enough time, not having enough money, not having enough resources. There's never going to be enough. You have to create the enough. You have to make time for the things that you want to achieve. But it's, like I said, it's got to go back to the why. It's got to go back to what makes sense to you and what is so important to you. And what do you want to do? I want to stand on a stage and wave that elite flag and be like, I helped so many people this year get started with something that matters, and change their mindset and change their belief in who they are and empower them to do great things. That's what I want to do. Change your mind and your behavior will follow. Let's see. Don't beat yourself up. Reflect on your progress. Assess where you are falling short. Give yourself praise over the things that you did right and enjoy the process, because it is a process. This is not an end goal kind of thing, because once you achieve that goal, turns out you got to keep going in order to hit your dream, in order to build that dream and keep living a life that you want to live. But you got to enjoy the process. You got to celebrate the victories, because those are huge. Your dogs are so cute. You have to celebrate those things along the way. You cannot get so focused on climbing the mountain that you miss hitting those little peaks and hitting those little hills, because you will get burnout. We all know that. We all know that. Learn to love your journey, make time for growth, and celebrate everything along the way. Those are the most important things that I have for you guys. And it's true. When you have hard days, I had a hard day today, but I'm sitting here on this call and I feel 1,000 times better just talking about the fact that I have goals for this year. And I want to see so many incredible things happen. And for the first time in my life, I really feel like that's possible. Everything up until now, I felt like has really been a coincidence. I was doing the work for those things, but I feel like this is something that I can achieve by growing a team and creating a community and just drawing people in and doing things that are fun, that excite me, and not being bogged down by the fact that I have to work every day. Like, it's become more of an exciting thing. And I think about it like that. I get to help people today. I get to talk to people who are just like me, locked inside a house with 2 crazy children. Like, I get to do that today. That's my job. And it's exciting. So I'd love to hear your goals if you want to share them with us. They may not be mapped out, and that's totally fine. And write them down and help you kind of keep on track with them, because I think it's so important to have that and to really go after that. I'm going to stop recording though, just in case